About 8 or 9 years ago, I applied to several graduate schools. I was actually talking with Josh Billhorn just about campus ministries there and people that he knew who ran the InterVarsity chapters. One that I talked to him about was Indiana State. He knew the guy. His name Paul Birch. He was an area director, so he oversaw several campuses. But he spoke very, very highly of him. He was like, "This is like the guy I want to be when I grow up," is what he said. So that actually was one of the main reasons why I chose Indiana State for my graduate studies. One of the interesting things, and what I actually didn't know, is that the InterVarsity chapter down there, the campus ministry, actually was kind of in a downtime, and Paul was really spread thin. So I went to my first large group gathering. In my experience, oftentimes large groups were several dozen people, up to maybe 100 or more, and there were 6 of us. What was interesting was the worship time. It was that half the group, 3 people, got up and sang to the other half, which was kind of a unique experience. But my time, actually, it's cool to say that by the end of that first year, that group of 6 had grown to 40. And I would say my time in graduate school, being a part of that campus ministry, was some of the best, if not the best, 2 years of my walk with Christ. I had a community of peers who were able to encourage me and challenge me in my faith through our large group gatherings or small group Bible studies, early morning prayer gatherings, or just hanging out. My walk with Christ grew tremendously in my time there. Obviously, when I finished up my time at Indiana State, I went into missions. I did my YWAM DTS, then served at the Shelter Youth Hostel Ministry in Amsterdam. And as many of you may know, the last 4.5 years, I've been with Global Baseball. It's cool to see the things that God did through me and that ministry, planting our things in Ecuador, Cuba, the DR, and especially over in Europe. But probably the thing that I think God used me most was my time over at Cornerstone University, coaching on the baseball team, but also mentoring and discipling the players there. I discovered I had a pretty kind of gift and passion for working with that age group. It was neat to see the guys who came in as 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds, as freshmen, and see how they would develop over the course of that 4 years and really become men of God, future leaders, future husbands, future fathers. And so it seemed like a natural transition. I think when God was starting to steer me in a different direction, that I would actually come on staff with InterVarsity. And I think American universities present a very unique and exciting opportunity for evangelism. I think not only is there kind of a group of people who you can share the gospel with, but again, like you are influencing just culture, worldview, thought. One of the visions of InterVarsity is to redeem campuses. Now, if there's kind of a Christian presence there that can be salt and light to the campus, that again can help form a Christ-centered worldview, that when people go off and do whatever they do, businesses, teachers, education industry, whatever, they'll be doing it in a Christ-centered fashion. So again, that's why campus ministry really appeals to me. I have been provisionally appointed as the staff member at the University of Wisconsin in LaCrosse. Currently, there's no staff member there. What is going on right now, there are a handful of students that the area director sees once in a while. So for my vision when I get on campus, it'd be to take those students, help them form small groups in their spheres of influence, on their dorm room floors, in their apartments, in their fellow classmates. And from there, really invest into some good future leaders of the movement. So my job will be mainly as a facilitator, kind of help the students, equip them, and help them reach campus. In addition, InterVarsity has also launched some new strategic ministries. One of them is actually to international students. And with my background, that'd be something that very much would appeal to me. And really, from my understanding, there's not a campus ministry at that university that actually focuses on international students. And if we want to kind of impact this country, that'd be a way to impact really the world. If we have students come from countries from all over, share the gospel with them, and then when they go back, obviously they'd be able to share that with people in their own country. And in addition, InterVarsity has recently launched Athletes InterVarsity. So I would want to actually form some small groups on some of the athletic teams there at the University of Wisconsin-LaCrosse. form those witnessing communities, and obviously share with their teammates. So again, and also Fulton Church, you guys have been so great to me. Again, I'm really blessed and humbled that actually God gave me this church too. It's a wonderful body of Christ. And just thank you so much for your support and your prayers over the years.